Okay, so before we start with today's lesson, we're going to go over a few of the problems that we did last Friday with the review. And remember, we were doing converting. We did the inches, feet, yards, and miles, and then we did the customary units of weight, which was ounces, pounds, and tons. So I'm just going to go over a couple to refresh your memory on them, because I know it's been a long weekend. So on your sheet you had 21 yards equals, no page in your book right now. 21 yards equals how many feet? So going back to your conversion charts, are yards bigger or smaller than feet? Bigger. So if we're bigger, we do what? Multiply or divide?
No, divide.
Divide. If we're going bigger to smaller, we
Divide. Multiply.
Bigger to smaller?
Oh, you multiply. Sorry. It was a long weekend for me too. So if you're going bigger to smaller, you multiply. So we have 21 yards. And how many yards are in or how many feet are in a yard?
3.
3. So we multiply it by 3. 3 times 1 is
3.
and 3 times 2 is 6. So that would give us 63 feet. Okay? And then I'll do one more. We have 180 inches, and that's going to give us how many feet? Are inches smaller or bigger than feet? Smaller. So if we're going smaller to bigger, are we going to divide or multiply? Divide. So how many inches are in a foot? 12. So we're dividing 180 by 12. How many times does 12 go into 18? 1. Subtract 18 from 12, that gives us 6. Bring down the 0. How many times does 12 go into 60? 5. So that gives us 15 feet. Okay? Now let's do a couple with ounces. Okay. We have 80 pounds equals how many ounces? So are pounds bigger or smaller than ounces? Bigger. So if we're going bigger to smaller, we multiply. So we have 80. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. So we're going to multiply 80 by 16. So we have 6 times 0, that gives us 0. 8 times 6 is 48. I put my placeholder. Now I can do this. 1 times 0 is 8 times 1 is, now I can add. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12. So we have 1,200. Not 2 zeros. We have 1,280 ounces. Okay? And then we're going to do one more of these. We have 192 ounces, and that equals how many pounds? So 192 ounces. Ounces we know are smaller than pounds, so are we multiplying or dividing? Dividing, because we're going from small to big, so it's going to get smaller. 192. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. How many times does 16 go into 19? Once. Subtract, bring down the 2. How many times does 16 go into 32? Twice. Nothing left over. So 192 ounces gives you 12 pounds. Do we need to go over that anymore? Does anyone want to see another customary unit of length or of weight converted? Okay. So today we're going to be doing capacity. Can somebody tell me what are the customary units of capacity? If you think about it, capacity is when you fill up something. So what are we going to be talking about today?
Liquids,
Liquids, so like what?
ounces, not
Ounces.
gallons, and
Yes. Good. So we're going to be talking about gallon, quart, pint, and cups. Okay? And before we do that, I want to give you this pre-test. So it's going to be, I'm going to give you about like 7 minutes on it. If you don't know it, it's okay. It's not going to be held against you whatsoever, so just try your best on it. I will collect it, so, but it's not going to be held against you. Try your best on it. I'm going to give you 7 minutes to complete it. And just flip it over when you're done. I'm setting a timer for you on the smart board. Remember, try your best. I just want to see what you already know. No. Just from your mind what you already know. Make sure your names are on it. Okay, who still has theirs? Okay, put your name on it. Okay. So I know I ended time a little bit early, but it's okay. Like I said, it's not going to be held against you whatsoever. I just want to see where we're at with that. Okay. So right now I'm passing out a big G. And I'm sure you've done this last year. And this is going to be your buddy. He's going to... Yeah. He's going to be your buddy. He's going to help you convert your gallons into quarts, pints, and cups. Okay? So as you can tell, what does the G stand for? Gallon. Yes. The G is going to be your gallon.
No, it's not.
So we're going to fill this in together. Okay. So you just need a pen or pencil. So like what y'all have on your paper, you have a big G. And G stands for? Gallon. Yes. So G stands for gallon. And is gallon the biggest or the smallest?
Biggest.
Biggest. What's the next biggest? What comes after gallon? Quarts. Okay. Quarts. So raise your hand. How many quarts are in a gallon? See, lots of hands. Eileen, how many quarts? 4 quarts. So since there are 4 quarts in my gallon, I'm going to draw 4 Q's. Because what does Q stand for? Quarts. So inside my gallon, there are how many quarts? 4 quarts. So you might want to draw them big though, like I have them, because we are putting stuff inside of the quarts. Okay? What comes after pint? Oh, I said it. What comes after quarts? Pints. And I gave you the answer. How many pints, though, raise your hand, are in a quart, Logan? 2. There are 2 pints. So in each Q, I'm going to draw 2 P's, because the 2 P's stand for what?
Pint.
Yes, because there are 2 pints in a quart. How many pints are there in a gallon? Alicia. 8. Because if we count all the pints together, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far we got 1 gallon. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. There are 2 pints in a quart and 8 pints in 1 gallon. Okay? What comes after pints? Ian. Cups. Cups. How many cups are in a pint, Yesenia?
2.
There are 2. There are 2 cups in a pint. So in my P, I'm going to draw 2 C's. So in each P, I'm going to draw 2 C's, because how many cups are there in a pint? 2. There are 2 cups in a pint. How many cups are there in 1 quart? Michael Fuentes. 4. Because see, in 1 quart, there are 2 pints and 1, 2, 3, 4 cups. How many cups are in 1 whole gallon? Selah. There are 16. Because if we count all the cups, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do we all see how that works?
Yes.
All right. So we are going to use this, and I'm going to pass out another converting customary units of capacity chart. So these are the ones that are similar to the ones with length and weight. So this is in case you do not want to use this, you have this chart as well that you're used to. Everyone's looks good, though. Coming around and looking at it. Yes, I like them. Okay, so just to go over this chart really quick. We have fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallon. There are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. We don't have that in this, but you have it on this, okay? We know that 2 cups equals 1 pint, 4 cups equals 2 pints, 2 pints equals 1 quart, and then we have 16 cups equals 4 quarts, 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. And remember, when we're converting from a larger to smaller, we do what?
Multiply.
Multiply. And then when we're converting from smaller to larger, we divide. So, with your resources that I gave you, we're going to do a couple problems together. So I want you to take out your math notebooks now. Notebook. Math notebook, because you're going to be doing your problems in your math notebook. So, we have 9 cups. How many fluid ounces is that? So, we have 9 cups. We look at our chart here. Are fluid ounces or cups bigger or smaller than fluid ounces? Bigger. So we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. So what are we going to do? Multiply. So we're multiplying 9 by something. Now, how many fluid ounces are in 1 cup? 8. So we found our mystery number. We're multiplying 9 cups by 8 because there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup, and we're trying to see how many there are in 9 cups. So 9 times 8 is what, Ashley? 72. So 9 cups is going to equal 72 fluid ounces. Okay? Our next problem is going to be 7 pints equals how many quarts? Okay. So are pints smaller or bigger than quarts?
Smallest.
Pints are smaller. So we're going smaller to a larger unit. So what are we going to do? Multiply or divide? Divide. We're dividing. So 7 pints to how many quarts?
1.
How many pints are in 1 quart?
2.
2. So 2 becomes our divisor because there's 2 pints in 1 quart. And we're trying to see how many pints there are, or how many quarts there are in 7 pints. So we divide 2 into 7. How many times does 2 go into 7? 3. That gives us 6. We have a remainder 1. So we know our whole number is going to be what?
1. I meant 3.
3. Our whole number is going to be 3. But we have a remainder. Are we just going to leave it out?
No.
No. What does our remainder become? Because we have to turn it into a fraction now, right? Yes, your remainder becomes your numerator. And your denominator does what? Stays the same. And our denominator, DD, is what?
2.
Yes, 2, because our denominator is our divisor. Remember, double D. So 7 pints equals how many quarts?
3.5.
3.5. Okay. Next problem is 3 cups equals how many fluid ounces? So we're going from larger to smaller. So what are we going to do?
Times.
Multiply. Yes. So we have 3 cups. How many fluid ounces are in 1 cup? 8. There are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. So we do 3 times 8, and that's going to give us what? 24. So we have 3 cups equals 24 fluid ounces. Alright. And then our next one is 4 quarts equals how many cups? So are quarts bigger or smaller than cups?
Bigger.
Bigger.
Bigger. So we're going larger to smaller. So we're going to do what?
Multiply.
Multiply. How many cups are in 1 quart?
16. 4. 4.
There's 16 cups in 1 gallon. So how many cups are in 1 quart?
2.
4. Yes, see? Because we're just doing the 1, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4. There's 4 cups in 1 quart. So we do 4 times 4,
16.
and that gives us 16. So in 4 quarts, there's 16 cups. And what would that also equal? 4 quarts, 16 cups, that would also give us 1. That would also give us 1 gallon. Yes. Good. Alright, and one more. 18 pints equals how many quarts? So we have 18 pints. Are pints smaller or bigger than quarts?
Smaller.
Smaller. How many pints are in a quart?
4.
Look at your charts. How many pints are in 1 quart? 2. So we're going smaller to bigger. What are we going to do? Divide. So we have our 2 pints that go into our 18 pints to get how many quarts? 2 goes into 18 how many times? 9. So there's 9 quarts. Okay? So I want everyone to close their eyes. Give me a thumbs up if you understand a sideways thumb. If you kind of get it, a thumbs down if you don't get it. I need to see it. Eyes closed too. Okay. So, we're going to do one more together. And then we're going to go on to our independent practice. So we have 5 cups equals how many fluid ounces? Are cups bigger or smaller than fluid ounces?
Bigger.
Bigger. So we're going bigger to smaller, and we are going to do what because of that?
Multiply.
Multiply. Yes. We're trying to find out how many fluid ounces are in 5 cups.
8.
So we multiply it by what, Avion? 8. Because there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. So we do 8 times 5, and that gives us what, Avion? 40. So in 5 cups, there are 40 fluid ounces. Okay? I want you to go back to your seats and complete number 5 in your independent practice on page 841. And I'm going to come around and check it. When I give you a check, you can continue on for the rest of your independent practice. So number 5 on page 841. Raise your hand when you finish, and I will give you a check. Oh, yeah. Number 5, guys. Make sure we're doing number 5 because we did number 4 together. So our first problem, okay? Our first problem we have 19 So if it has it set up like that, you know already that something's gonna be left over, right? Alright, move over to 6. So correct. So you know already that there's gonna be something left over. Whether it's bigger or smaller than a gallon. Smaller. So we're going smaller to bigger. So we're going to divide. We need to divide. What are we dividing by? 4. 4. Because we're dividing by how many quarts go into that gallon. So there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon, so we're dividing by 4. How many times? 4. 4. 4 times 4.
16.
18. We subtract, so we know we have 4 gallons now. 3. And then we have 3 left over, so that gives us 3 quarts. Okay? Let's do the next one. Okay. Number 6, we have 50 cups equals how many pints? So we're going from cups to pints. Are cups bigger or smaller than pints? Smaller.
Multiply. I mean divide.
Yes, we're dividing. Oh, Jonah, come down here. Sorry. So we're dividing. How many cups are in a pint? 4 cups? 2. There's 2 cups in a pint. So we're taking 2 and we're dividing it by 50. Okay? 2 goes into 50 how many times? Well, 2 goes into 5. 2, 3, 4. So, 25 pints, okay? So you see how we did that? We had 50 cups. We were making it to pints. So we went smaller to larger. So looking at our chart, we knew we had to divide.
I don't know about the chart.
What do you suck on?
The chart. I don't know, like the chart. That's easy.
Okay. So the chart. So the chart is, it's telling you the error. It's telling you it's going to smallest to largest. So fluid ounces are the smallest, then cups, then pints, then quarts, then gallons. Okay, then it's telling you how many of each go into how many. So 8 fluid ounces go into 1 cup. 2 cups go into 1 pint. 4 cups go into 2 pints. 2 pints equals 1 quart. 16 cups go into 4 quarts. 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. Okay? And then this is just telling you if it's larger to smaller, you multiply. Smaller to larger, you divide. Okay? So let's do a couple more together. Okay, so we got 7. 22 fluid ounces equals how many
Quarts.
how many cups
I mean,
and how many fluid ounces.
quarts.
Okay? So we have 22 fluid ounces. Is fluid ounces smaller or bigger than cups? Smaller. So we're going smaller to larger. Smaller to larger, we divide. So we're taking 22 and we're dividing it by 8. We're taking 22 and dividing it by 8 because there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. How many times does 8 go into 22? No, not 3. 2. So that we know right there we're going to have 2 cups because 8 goes into 22 2 times. So now we need to see how many is left over. So we subtract, and 6 is left over. So we left just leave that 6 out. We bring it up here. So we could say there's 2 cups, 6 fluid ounces. Okay? Do we understand that a little bit more? Well, your number 5 was wrong. See? Okay, look. Number 5 right here. You have 19 quarts equals how many gallons, how many quarts. Okay? Quarts, you know, is smaller than gallons. So you're doing division. How many quarts are in 1 gallon? 4. So we're dividing, well, 4 goes into 19. We're dividing 4 into 19. How many times does 4 go into 19? 19 don't know, but 4 times. Okay? So you know that you have 4 gallons now. Because that's the whole number. Now you need to subtract to get the rest, right? Because we don't just leave the rest out. Just like inches, just like weight, you don't leave the rest out. We have 3 left over, so that gives us 3 quarts. Okay? Alright. Y'all can go back to your seats. Okay. Alright, we're going to go over one problem together, and then we're going to do a quick post test. Very quick. If you paid attention, you should be able to get it like that. But, alright, we're going to do, let's see here. I'm going to pick a random one. We're going to do 25 gallons equals how many quarts? So, are gallons smaller or bigger than quarts?
Bigger.
Bigger. We're going big to small, so we are what? Multiplying. How many quarts are in a gallon?
4.
4. So that's what we're multiplying by. 5 times 4 is
20.
4 times 2 is plus 2.
10.
So if there's 25 gallons, there is how many quarts?
100.
100. Does anyone want to see another one before I get the post test? All right. So I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to complete this post test. When you're done, you can finish your independent practice or get on Prodigy. Make sure our names are on it. And our books are closed, okay? Books and charts are closed in a way. I want to see how much you learned from this lesson, okay? Possibly, yes. So try your best, because this, now you know it, so.
Great. This is great.
Yes.
Yes.
Try your best.
No, I could have done it.
but eat it. You can do it there, John. I'm looking at it. It's pretty much the same thing, so. I told you, it was easy. Y'all should get it. I didn't give you one? I'm sorry. Look it over. I said, finish your independent practice or get on Prodigy. Oh, well, no, you need to finish your independent practice before you get on Prodigy. But if you're done with your independent practice, that's when you can get on Prodigy. There is it?